We will combat the counterfeiting and piracy that destroys American jobs. We will enforce the rules of fair and reciprocal trade that form the foundation of responsible commerce.
U.S. President Donald Trump announcing an inquiry last summer into allegations that Chinese trade practices were harming the U.S. It was carried out under Section 301 of the U.S. Trade Act, looking at claims that China has been breaking copyright laws and forcing U.S. companies that want to trade with it to give up their secrets. Now both sides are escalating a trade conflict by threatening to impose tariffs on each other's goods to cause economic damage. And while that sounds dramatic, these Section 301 complaints have been a feature of U.S. trade policy for years, particularly during the 1980s under another Republican president, Ronald Reagan.
Is Darth Vader my father?
In 1983, when Luke Skywalker was battling Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, Hollywood studios filed a complaint against Taiwan over blocking distribution of their movies. Even my shoes would have been problematic back then. In the same year, Japan and Brazil blocked exports of US leather-made goods. And while we're at it, let's add Taiwan again with American rice, South Korea with wire rope, and the European Union with soybeans. But while both sides in this current dispute have said negotiations could prevent a trade war, Washington's latest escalation seems to have quashed Beijing's appetite for talks.
Under these conditions, it's even more impossible for both sides to conduct any negotiations on this issue.
It's difficult to estimate the impact of this conflict if tariffs are ultimately imposed. But economists in the 1980s concluded that President Ronald Reagan's trade battle with Japan over vehicle imports and exports cost American jobs and raised consumer prices. Owen Fairclough, CGTN, Washington.